shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a two-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in Q3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bradley Roby, the ex-Buckeye, with a corner blitz and the sack. The job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. That's complete into the hands of Carson. A nice pickup there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for third. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the shotgun, Wilson. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he's got it across the 50 to the 47-yard line. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 47. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw again, Wilson. This complete to Lockett. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
This throw complete, Wilson finding Lockett, and he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. Wilson now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Again, Wilson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Gary and Conley. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. After the interception, here's Watson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. The Clemson connection. Watson to Hopkins for a big one. 76 yards. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd and goal. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. Now it's Watson looking end zone, but it's incomplete. DeAndre Hopkins once again the intended target, but now it's 3rd and goal. This stadium once registered as the loudest roar ever recorded, and you can hear him now. 3rd and goal. Back to throw, Watson. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. Quandre Diggs there defensively.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And they're going to go for this thing. They're not going to leave anything to chance. They're going to roll the dice on 4th and goal. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Texans push further out in front. On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. And that one makes this a 19-point game. Oh, this is a touch cruel here. They've got the big lead. Now they're going for the jugular with the onside kick. Oh, and the Texans may have recovered. They did recover. Well, there you go. Just your everyday leading big, and you onside kick it with a lead. They got it. I mean, it worked, but interesting call.
I think because they have such a margin, they feel a little bit bolder about what they're doing. And it's not only just to try and increase their lead, but that's their way of saying we're in full control of this game, and we can kind of do what we want.
From the 50, it's Watson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 23. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. From the gun, it's Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson, he'll find Metcalf. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf, 56 yards. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now, it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game, they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Forced out to his left. He's going to look deep in zone for Hop. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins. 45 yards. And the Texans push further out in front. Now Watson, he's going to lead the Texans up to go for 2. From the gun, here's Watson. On the move to his left. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Tried to roll out and make a play outside of the pocket, but couldn't get it done.
When you don't have a lot of space for your receivers to operate, and down there it's really condensed when you're snapping the ball from the 2-yard line, rolling out, you extend a play, but you don't necessarily open up better avenues for people. And on that play, there's just nowhere to go with the ball, and you end up getting sacked.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. 20! And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. DK Metcalf with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit. Extra point up and through by Myers. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here.
That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, 46 yards. And the Texans push further out in front. They flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. He's got his tight end. It's Fells. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. And the Seahawks, looks like they've recovered. They have. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf. 44 yards. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. Here's Wilson. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think so.
And the most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild. And at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. All right, Charles, help me out here. Fourth quarter, you've got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it. But, you know, every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way in the opposite direction, and that's going to cost his team.
Yeah, it cost him big time. Still leading, but it costs him. On first down, Wilson. And his throw is incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes.
And the defense loses him. It's complete. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting, but I am excited about this, and I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This fielded at the 2. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Throwing now, Watson. Going deep for Hopkins. It got his man complete. And all the way down to the 40-yard line. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. Watson eluding the pressure right. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. Now Watson. Going deep for Hopkins. This is caught inside the 15.